Hello and happy new moon in Capricorn. This new moon is the perfect opportunity for you to take all of your 2026 goals that you have for yourself and make actionable plans. This means writing, planning, being the architect of your 2026, really creating that scaffolding. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of discipline. So this is a great opportunity to really get disciplined about what you want for yourself for the year of 2026. Which of your goals needs the most discipline? Take time to make a chart. Write out all your big goals, like along the paper, and then take each of those goals and break it down into smaller and smaller and smaller bite-sized pieces. For example, if your goal this year is to lose weight or get better mental health, these are both lifestyle changes, and a lot of our yearly goals are going to be lifestyle changes. So you're going to want to take your goal and break it down into such small pieces that it will make it impossible to fail. A lot of the thing that people do when a new year comes around is they jump right in to these big goals and they change their whole lifestyle at one time, and then they fail or they rebound or whatever, because it's hard. It's extremely hard to do that. So if you break it down into smaller pieces, smaller actionable steps, then you're able to actually keep these goals and maintain these goals and actually work up to the next level. For example, you would break down your goal into things like, I'm only going to eat out this many times a week. And again, like I said, make it attainable. Make the goals really, really small steps and really attainable. So if you eat out 5 times a week, don't say, I'm only going to eat out once a week, right? Start with a smaller goal. Be real with yourself. And do it for a whole month. And then the next month you can work down again, right? Maybe saying 4 times a week and then move it to 2 times a week, right? Working your way slowly, right? If you want to be more physically active or mentally fit, right? Going outside is a great way to do this. And don't say, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to go for a run every single day if you're not a runner, or if you don't ever go outside. You're going to fail. Don't do it. Take it slow. Take it easy. Say the goal is go outside for 10 minutes. You don't have to say what to do. You're just going outside for 10 minutes. Your body's going to acclimate to being outside. You're going to create a habit of going outside. And if the goal is be outside for 10 minutes and you spend an hour outside, great, right? And then, the next week, move it up, or the next couple weeks, right? You want to set these goals so they're completely attainable for you. Being honest with yourself and gentle is the way that we're going to get to our goals. And with the new moon and full moon, I like to think of things over 6 months. So you're going to have your goals set for 6 months. And in 6 months is going to be your check-in period. And if you need to journal about this process, right? You need to journal about, okay, week number 1, I went outside for 10 minutes. Week number 3, I went outside for 30 minutes a day. Month number 2, I started, going on a bike ride every day. Like, your goals you want to work up to them. And again, tracking them is really going to help you see where you went too fast, or what, where you're likely to slip up on these goals. So the full moon in Capricorn isn't going to be until July. So we have till July to like really play around with these and kind of see like, okay, what was my progress for my 2026 goals? Lastly, I want to remind us that it is still winter. We need to take it slow. We need to keep resting. We need things to be eased into, right? This is not springtime. We're not jumping up and doing 5 billion things. We're taking it easy. So that way when springtime comes, we can say, great, I spent the first, like the last 6 weeks of winter really working towards this. And now I feel like it's getting warmer and I'm doing these things and, I'm starting to pick up momentum. So then by the time of July rolls around, you're going to be like, I feel really good about my goals and where I'm at in completing those goals. So I did draw a few cards for the new moon in Capricorn. First of all, it is the 3 of Cups. I love, love, love this card because it's about celebrating, right? And 3 is a very low number. So we have celebrating the small steps, celebrating with small groups, right? Creating like, even just like micro communities, whether it's just like a bunch of people in like a text group. And I say bunch of people, I mean like a couple, like literally like 3, maybe 4 people, or just the 2 of you, right? Celebrating your goals with somebody is going to help you stay accountable with these things. Next up, I have the 8 of Swords reversed. And the 8 of Swords is all about getting trapped. It's about being trapped and then just putting the blindfold on and being like, I'm helpless, I can't do anything, blah, 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 blah. This is about mindset. So don't get stuck in that mindset of like, well, I failed, so I'm just going to drop everything, right? Start back at the beginning. You're like, yeah, that's going to suck, but like or go back to where you thought you needed to go, right? Don't drop the ball just because you've pushed it, pushed this thing up the hill a little bit doesn't mean that you have to start all the way back at the beginning. But if you do, that's okay too. Lastly, I have the Wheel of Fortune. And this is about falling off the wagon completely, right? Like that also happens, and it happens to everybody. And it's okay to fall off the wagon. It really is. It's a matter of picking yourself back up and getting back on the wagon, right? So if your goals fall apart because something else comes up in your life, then it's okay to put those goals on pause. Or again, like I said, go back a week, right? If you've been spending all this time outside and your life doesn't allow for all the time outside that you've been spending, well, then take a step back, right? We're only spending 5 minutes outside today. That's all I have. And that's okay. You're allowed to do that. This is about the ebbs and flows of life. Life ebbs and it flows. Times are going to be easier sometimes and times are going to be harder sometimes. And it's okay. And be gentle with yourself and be easy with yourself. Do not be the drill sergeant on yourself because you're not going to want to do it. I also drew some stones or crystals, if you will, for the collective for the new moon in Capricorn. And I have garnet and rose quartz. Love both of these. I was like, I only want one stone. 2 came out and I was like, well, I love both of these, so I can't put one back. Garnet is actually the birthstone for January. So I thought that was extremely fitting. And then you have rose quartz, which just I was talking about, loving yourself, giving yourself the self-love to complete your goals, giving yourself the grace and the space and the time to complete these goals. Garnet is going to be ruled by Mars. It's going to be about taking action and, getting things done, and life force and intensity. And rose quartz is ruled by Venus. So you have these two beautiful energies that love to work with each other. And lastly, I have the Bear card, reminding us, again, the sun will come back, things will get warmer again, but now is our time to take the time to hibernate. Not a full hibernation like a bear where we're going to sleep like we're humans. We can't just do that as much as we'd like to. But the teeny tiny steps. Don't just say, I have all these goals, and then do them all at the same time and stress yourself out. Take it one baby itty bitty step at a time. Don't introduce too many things. Even if you have, let's say your goal's like going outside 10 minutes a day, right? The next week, maybe introduce something else, a different type of goal, right? So you're stacking different types of goals together to kind of create this new lifestyle that you want to live. So then springtime comes around and you're a quarter of the way there. You're doing a check-in and you're saying, okay, how far am I from the big goal? How far am I from this new lifestyle that I want to live and I want to achieve? And then July will come around and you can do your halfway and say, okay, I loved how this makes me feel, but I'm done with putting this and I want to recalibrate my goals. So take your time, take it easy, but definitely start making that plan now and start, like I said, creating the scaffolding, creating that map of how you're going to get up the mountain, how you're going to get to this new version of yourself. But take it one step at a time and take it easy. And most importantly, celebrate the steps along the way. Celebrate yourself and celebrate your goals. Enjoy and have a happy new moon in Capricorn.